Hello. Oh, and my name is Nikki. Every week we sit down, we talk to community members, we lead businesses, small businesses, and we, oh, we hearing that? We hearing that? And we have just switched over to a new format for What's Up Wenatchee. It used to be a all pre-produced audio only podcast, which is a pretty standard format for a podcast. But here we are, season 3, moving forward with a weekly interactive podcast broadcast every week. So you'll be able to hop on whether you are on Facebook, YouTube, or we're even on Twitch, and you'll be able to interact and let us know, which is pretty darn exciting. It's a new feature, being able to do live of living in a small community. It's the magic of uh, small business is and teacher and educator at class with a glass. And second, and mission. The space is absolutely gorgeous. Uh, if you haven't been in there, you have to at least go in there, check it out. The whole front of the place, real cozy living room, event space area. She does rent it out for some events, private events. And then once you step in the back, it's a full on art studio. And she does the new offerings that started up this fall, and how her and I are collaborating going forward on week. So she should be with us here in about 10 minutes or so. This past week has been an interesting week for me in the world of What's Up Wenatchee and the Darling Podcast Network. As you can probably, or maybe not tell, we're still at my house. This is, I guess, dedicated my son's playroom, be a dining room area, but on Friday afternoons it becomes our live podcast studio for now. Um, until we can procure a full time have an area in our basement that we're going to be walling off and finishing up, and but all that takes so as that project rolls on, we'll keep you up to date. But this works. I keep having people ask me, how can we support you? We're loving the content that you're putting out there. We love what you're doing. What is it that we could do other than listen and share? I mean, listening and sharing and interacting is the best way that you can support. But if you're looking for more ways, conservative, very small wish list. We call it our growing pains, mostly because up until this point, we have done all audio. So we have all the the video equipment to go along with it. So to try and beef up our equipment offerings and get better video quality and a video switcher, certain things like that. We put together a wish list. So media accounts. We can also put it up in the description for this video or up in the chat. Grayson, we can get that link posted up in all the chats for you. Small wish list. One of the items has already been gifted, so I want to thank that person who gifted an item off of the wish list. Just some cameras, like I said, a picture, all just so we can put more better quality product out there for you. Like that's it. Know, so we're not asking for money, asking you can go and actually buy the equipment forever from wherever you want, and then it'll ship it right to us that way in our pockets, right? We're not trying to do that. We're trying to be integrous, good people here. We're just trying to better this show. Thank you. So another way that subscriptions service is uh, a company that would allow you to subscribe to What's Up Wenatchee very easily. So if you already have done that, you just would go back through whatever app that you, and then when you resubscribe, it brings you to a paywall, a subscription page where you can choose to premium content or not. There'll be different subscription levels. So the smallest one is like $5 a month. Yeah, that just helps us keep putting out and doing what we're doing every single week. So we have where we're getting hung up is naming the levels because knowing me, I wanted it to be like something relating back to What's Up Wenatchee, or was it going to relate back to the Darling Productions brand, the logo with the lips. So we circled around that idea of the lips. So maybe one tier could be a certain kind of scowl or smile, or the next one could be a whistle, or I don't know. Maybe that's a good idea. Maybe we just go level 1, level 2, level 3, and it doesn't really matter. Idea for what we should name our 4 levels, possible subscriptions for our What's Up Wenatchee. So if you do, let us know, send it in a chat, and we'll consider it. Because that's really the last thing that's a hurdle for us to not get this launched. Funny and witty, and we're just, not finding the inspiration for that right now. Uh, um, and then once we get that launched, we'll get all the information out there. But those are a couple of different ways that that you can support the What's Up Wenatchee podcast. At this point, I want to just go over a couple of things before we get Nancy on with us. I can't wait to get on and chat with her. She is one of my favorite people on the face of the earth. But before we get to talk with Nancy, I just want to take a minute because testing, and I know it's a big topic out there. It is a new-ish uh, medium for people to get out and talk about. If you are somebody who is just getting into hobby podcasting, this is something that you think you might want to do. You can reach out because we're interested, and we would love the opportunity to teach you a bit more about what podcasting is, how it can benefit you or your business, bring in new customers, and being part of a podcast network could help you with producing a podcast if you need some production help you market yourself. Also, established for long enough and you bring in some sponsorship money, then we split the ad revenue with you. And it also just helps you have credibility in your field of area and within your community and helps you connect. And one way that this podcast has helped me connect has definitely helped me network with a lot of other small businesses and other businesses within this community, because I'm always looking for different people to collaborate with, like-minded individuals, and is definitely cater, painter, artist from Class with a Glass. And we had the opportunity to start working together. I'm not really sure how long ago it was. It has to be at least 6 months ago. So, Nancy, just give me a nod if you are all ready to come on camera and come talk to me. Yeah. Is that a nod? Grayson? I'm gonna go for it. I think she's there. There you are. I saw her nod.
Hi,
There
Nikki.
you go. Hi, Nancy.
Hi. Good to see you.
Good to see you. How are you?
I'm doing well. Thank you. I'm excited to be doing this with you. How fun. What a nice opportunity. Thank you so much for the invitation. Can you hear me?
Yeah, of course. I've been wanting to get you onto the podcast for a long time. You can't hear me?
No, I can. Yeah, I can. I can. I can hear you. Can you hear me?
Oh, I'm sorry. Oh, yeah. I think sorry, we're having a little bit of a lag issue. We're gonna get through it. I'm gonna say I think we've been working together for maybe about 6 at a private function there, and that was a lot of fun. I was there with my husband, and we got to do painting, and I think even my son came. We just brought him along with us, and maybe a few months later, you contacted me about getting together, maybe doing some karaoke events, like pairing art with karaoke or what we could offer there. And we had come up with this sip and sing event, which we'll talk about here in a second. But it gave me this opportunity to like sit down and get to know you. And I think that's probably the biggest takeaway from this is that, yeah, we get to work together, but you and I have become really close.
Definitely. I know. It's a mutual affection and a really good partnership, professionally as well. I think we're on a similar level. It's been fun.
And the thing that I love about your business and family oriented business, you're there, your daughters are involved, your husband, I've met both of your sisters, and they're all there, and I really relate to that because even though I live far away from my family, it's just how we always were.
Yeah.
Makes you was that always how you guys were? You just are such a close family that
I'll try to
time
respond, but we are definitely having a lag. So if I'm interrupting you, I'm sorry, Nikki.
oriented space.
Yeah. So, we are a close family, and whether it's my siblings or my daughters, my husband, yeah, we are definitely a family owned business. But we also have staff that are not blood related to us that just help this thing tick along so beautifully. And every person who's a part of Class with a Glass brings in their own unique essence creatively, personality wise, and it just makes for really beautiful things to happen here. So it's pretty much a dream come true for me, actually, living here, working here, and being able to offer creative experiences for people in Wenatchee Valley. I love it.
And you're doing some new stuff this year too. So I want to give you a chance to just open up and talk about some of the new like homeschooling classes. And I know you have the
Yeah.
vocal classes that Carrie is teaching. More about that.
Yeah. So, I think I'll start just by saying, Class with a Glass has been in existence in Wenatchee since 2014. That's a long time ago, 10 years ago. But we bought the business in 2017. And at that point in time, we pretty much were strictly a sip and paint kind of studio, painting with acrylics and mostly for adults. There were a few kid classes now and then, from my understanding, before we took ownership. But that has been something that's really near and dear to my heart, is offering quality experiences for young people, or literally for people of all ages. So it's been one of the things I've definitely had as a goal. So in addition to that, I want to offer more creative things than just painting with acrylics. I'm a pretty creative person, and I have a lot of ideas floating around all the time. And when something strikes me, I think, let's try it and see if the public responds and wants more of it. So with that, this month alone, we are launching, I'll start kind of at the end of the month. We're offering a printmaking class, which is something that I've never even taken before, but it's basically where you work with tools that are sharp and some lino cut material, and you carve some designs into a flat piece of material, and then use brayers and ink And you're basically designing your own stamp, and then you can use it again and again. Now, I am not the pro, I'm not the instructor, I'm going to be taking the class, but we have a new employee coming on board who is a pro. This is her expert art thing that she brings. So that's on January 28th, and we'll continue to offer those printmaking classes, but I'm right along with everyone else discovering what it's all about. We're also working with clay this month. In fact, starting tomorrow, Saturday, the 14th of January, we're offering clay hand modeling class taught by Martha Flores. Martha, many people in Wenatchee are familiar with Martha. She's a favorite artist locally here, and she's bringing her expertise to Class with a Glass so that people can experience making figures, whether it's an animal or a human form. Tomorrow we'll work with clay. She'll take it home and fire the piece and then bring it back the following Saturday. We'll paint them with acrylics and they'll be done. It's going to be super fun. We're also, in November, we introduced hand brush lettering classes. I was going to say hand lettering, but I think the better term is brush lettering. It's sort of like calligraphy, but with a little more freedom. Again, we have a new instructor who, this is her jam. She just is this amazing creative thinker with beautiful technique that she is using to teach people how to do brush lettering. And in this case, it's going to be Valentine card oriented kind of end result. So there's a kids class making Valentine cards with this brush lettering, and there's an adult class. We'll also use watercolor paints with the lettering markers. So those are just 3 new things that we're offering. I can keep going though. I have a few more I can talk about, and so I will.
No, I will. I want to give you the chance to talk about it, but I do want to have you pause.
Okay.
You know, Jessica from Pen through before I can say it correctly, but you introduced me to Jessica and together our community and sound tree for the Numerica Festival of Trees this year. And it was, I mean, absolutely amazing. She was a wonderful design partner, and I would never have met her if it wasn't for you. I think just in that instructor role has been really wonderful to watch.
Yeah, definitely. Yeah. She's a joy. She's so fun.
So what else do you have?
Talk to.
I want to hear the rest of it because you have a lot of good stuff going on.
Well, one of my personal real delights is that a friend, a very, very dear friend of mine that I met back in 2007, her name is Carrie Grosh. We worked together in California when we met in 2007. She has actually landed in Wenatchee and is here for a while. She's now on staff here, and her artistic expression is music, specifically voice. She has an absolutely incredible instrument vocally, and she has lots of experience teaching private voice lessons and group voice lessons. She's also a performer, a soloist. It just brings such a beautiful addition to Class with a Glass and the creative expression beyond a brush, right? So Carrie is offering voice lessons for homeschool kids. We have 2 age groups. We haven't gotten a lot signed up yet, so we're kind of evaluating what to do and how to meet this need that we feel is there and land on the right day and the right time so we can get more participants. But that's on our website, classwithaglass.com, if anyone's interested in knowing more about those kids' classes. And we also are offering one for the 50-year plus group. It's a class called Dusty Pipes. And it's just for anyone who hasn't sung for a while or maybe ever. They're a little bit on the more mature side, like me, and they just want to sing. They want to learn some technique. They want to have some opportunity to be with a group of people that are ready to, enjoy some time on a Monday evening. So that's also on my website, the information and details about that. It's a come in for one session or sign up for more if you'd like. It's just going to actually be quite a bunch of fun. And we have our bar here, so wine and cider and beer and Pepsi and Diet Coke, whatever you want, coffee, tea, so people can enjoy a beverage and sing together, get up and take the mic and practice for our karaoke nights that are coming up as well. So that's something else that we're really looking forward to.
All right, Nancy. I think I'm having a bit of these like video issues. It's something that we're working the glitches out because we're growing pains. We're moving towards this new format with a live broadcast. But as we get things worked out, we're going to get you back on here to talk more. So I'm going to talk about the sip and sing that we have coming up. I'll give all the details out, but I'll give all those details out. But we just scratched the surface of how much I adore you. Yes, yeah, there's the painting for next Friday night. It's a week from today. It's turn back time. Turn back. Thank you so much, Nancy. Class.com.
Thank you.
For any and all. All right. So let me give you a bit of information about our Class with a Glass event that's coming up. It is next Friday. So January, what is that, 23rd? January 20th. January 20th, it is our Sip and Sing. So this is the event. We started these back in September. We pair up a karaoke party with a instructed paint class, and we make it fun. We do different kinds of games and prize giveaways. Everybody comes in fancy dress if they want, and this one's really easy because it's turn back time. January, we've got a broken clock floating away in the sea or falling out into the waves or whatever it was. And you can do whatever you want with the painting, which is pretty cool. We always pick a pretty simple painting so that way you have freedom with it. And then you can come dressed in any decade that you want. So if you like the 20s, come like as a flapper. Or if you like the 60s, be a little flower child. Or, if you really liked the 90s, come in flannel and whatever you want. We're going to an party tomorrow for my husband's work party. So I have all my 80s gear ready. Or you can come as Cher and be like, turn back time. Isn't that what Cher does? Turn back time. And then we'll do prizes. We got prizes, giveaways from Linesse Boutique, from Earthwise Pet, from her. I have some stuff to give away from Darling Podcasts, and Class with a Glass always gives stuff away too, gift cards and art supplies. So you can drink. There's wine and cider and food if you want to order food. And we party and we have a good time. So want to thank Nancy for joining us. And again, always wanting to update our equipment because Once we get stuff upgraded, then I don't think we're gonna have as many video glitches. Once we have a video switcher, don't think we're gonna have video glitches. If you are interested in supporting us, I at this point I was going to re-air a pre-record that Grayson had interviewed, and they had talked about they were him and his ride or die Miss Bell had provided Christmas for a family in need, and him and I were supposed to get on the horn yesterday and have a chat. Couldn't get together, so we are going to reschedule that. But I do intend on getting together with Marcos, and I hope that he is feeling better for sure. Yeah, this was an interesting week out in the community. I actually didn't spend a whole lot of time out in the community this week because I was doing computer work. There was a lot of computer work happening, but the couple of times that I was out there in amongst people, I love the fact that everybody. I don't know if I could ever stop drinking coffee just for the fact that every time I go in to get a beverage, I see at least 3 or 4 people that I have to stop and talk to. And this one just happened to be, I saw Steve, who is the executive director of the Wenatchee Valley Chamber of Commerce. This was yesterday morning at the Starbucks by Albertsons. And yesterday morning, I don't know if anybody really noticed, but yesterday was like a weird juju kind of voodoo juju kind of day. Did you notice that yesterday? Did you have a weird day? I locked myself out of the house yesterday. I did. I had a dumb moment. I had all my stuff. It is my number one accessory for being a mom. You've got to rock the fanny pack, okay? I can't go anywhere without the fanny pack because it's got my keys, it's got my wallet, it's got my car keys, backpack on, I put the diaper bag on, I got the kid in my arms, and I walk out the front door, and as I am shutting the door, I go, "Oh, no." And the door shuts. And I realize in that moment, I have left the fanny pack inside. I never put the fanny pack on. I don't know what happened in the course. It was the Mojo Vuju Wuju Buju vibes. Okay. On the front doors going, what am I going to do now? Because I knew the only option was to call my husband, who was at work, probably like 5 flights up in a harness with the hands in an electrical box. Because I walked around the house, and of course, this place, we shut it down like a freaking compound. There was no getting in. There was no getting in. So he had to drive back. And that started like the day of the weird Mojo Vuju vibe. vibes. I don't know what was going on. And from there, I dropped the kid off at daycare, and people were just like in this weird fog haze at daycare. And I was like, all right, yeah, okay, what's going on? And then, uh, and so I needed caffeine, and I went to the Starbucks, and I saw Steve, um, and he kind of was off. And so at that moment, I walked out and I picked up the phone and I called my good friend Jason, who is a local acupuncturist, but he also is an astrologer, and he works on like Eastern medicine. And um, he's just like your Eastern medicine guru. He knows the stars, he knows your body, he knows that. And he works for Humblebee Collective. And I left him a message and I said, "What is going on?" uh, I know that there has to be something, because when I can't figure out why everything has got weird mojo voodoo vibes, I say there's got to be something astrologically. Um, and you can't all the time understand Jason's text messages. 9 times out of 10, you can't. And I wish I could show you, like, you can't really I mean, it's a pretty long text. Mama bear. Mars in Gemini, station with Mercury retro or next Neptune, Pisces makes for less certainty and more. The Sludge Fest will get more mobile this weekend. Good luck. Busy with back-to-back meetings. But of all of that, I have kind of deciphered that, yes, and saying right now in your life, know that it should clear up throughout the weekend. I feel like I just did a yeah, like what is your, what did they look those up? What was like Virgo, Sagittarius? What's your horoscope? I feel like I just did a community horoscope. Oh, I have to send out a thank you. A huge, huge, huge thank you to good friend Kelly, who she is one of the owners down at the Original Children's Shop. Uh, Another business owner here in town, but she during the day, and they had hired me to host a private karaoke birthday party for her husband who was turning 39. And man, it was so cool. It was a Friday night, and I went out to their house. I did the whole setup. They had a mixed group of people there, friends there who, older generation, not really sure where they fit in with karaoke. And by the end of the night, we just all had a blast. They they kept asking me to stay longer and longer and longer. And so the girl's mom actually came up to me and she said, I just want to admit that this was a lot better than I thought it was going to be. I said, thanks. I was like, me too. Awesome. So she gave Darling Productions a really, really nice review on Google, like 5-star review, Grayson. And those to me are like worth gold. So just because I want to read what she wrote. She wrote 5 stars. We recently booked Darling Productions for a birthday karaoke party. Nikki does a great job getting a party started and reading a room. The equipment she brings is top notch, and the ability to select songs and add them to the queue was very user friendly and seamless. We will definitely book again. Our guests had nothing. You can't, like, when people take the time to sit back and appreciate what you do. Like people don't have to do that. But the fact that she took a few minutes to like just think about the right words to say, that she had a good time and wanted to share that, it just that to me like that stuff means the world. Because people, I'm not sure if they know this about me, but I hosted karaoke at the Buzz Inn West for what, 4 or 5 years, and really enjoyed myself. And there were other nights that were completely dead, and both of them were just as fun. Like I learned how to host any kind of situation. So I really enjoyed that, but up until I didn't enjoy it anymore. Like I just didn't enjoy being in that environment so much. And I wanted to be able to create a positive environment and a positive scene with the love of karaoke. And because that's what I love. So anytime I host karaoke, I like to galvanize the room that I'm in. The people that are there become one entity, one positive unity. Everybody claps for everybody else, and everybody's encouraging for everybody else. And you feel like a rock star when you go up there to sing. And that is the point. It's so recharging. And that's why I love to do it. So, and we just updated our karaoke offerings on the website. So you can go to Darling. So if you go to darlingproductionswa.com, there's a section right in there if you click karaoke, and you'll see all of our different packages. We have a private karaoke package, a kids karaoke package for kids parties, game nights, trivia, music bingo, bunch of different things. So you can book right through there. So that's at darlingproductionswa.com. One thing that has been on my mind a lot because of doing so much self-promote. One thing I had to really talk to some people about is like the balance between self-promotion and like keeping your head about you and like keeping your humility about you. Like you can promote yourself and still stay humble. And because and I don't think that a lot of people will do that effectively. And I'm not going to call anybody out. I'm a watcher, right? Like I watch people around me. I watch what what people are doing because I really don't think that I'm a judgmental person. I watch just so I can have the information. I just file the information away into my brain. And that puts things into context for me. I think information gives you, education gives you information and gives you context, and then you're able to make better decisions for yourself based on how much information you have about the world around you. So, um, from watching, I make some observations about the world that I sometimes like to share with people, and um, I find that like for myself, I sometimes think that humility, like if I am humble or if I am vulnerable in my humanity, then that's showing other people a weakness. I don't think that, I mean, I don't, the more I think about it, I don't actually think that that's true. Because there's a lot of things that people perceive as weakness that actually aren't weaknesses at all. And I don't think are weaknesses at all. So why am I picking a weakness in myself, right? Like I time in myself will think like fear is a weakness. Like I can't show fear because that's going to make me weak. Asking for help, that's going to make me weak. Being wrong, if I'm wrong, it's going to show weakness. But I actually think you flip it over on your head, on its head. This is like the self improvement takes a lot of strength. I think it takes a, a strong person to admit, like, hey, I'm up to my forehead and it's a lot of fortitude to say, I need assistance to move forward. I don't think that's showing weakness. I think that's strength. And if you admit that like something actually scares the bejesus out of you, like this, doing this full time. Now that I've said that to you, do you look at me and say, she's a weak person because she admitted that she was scared about something? If you think that, like, tune out of my podcast right now because you're not the type of that I want associated with me. Humility is not a weakness. And if people take advantage of your humility and your vulnerabilities, then they shouldn't be in your inner circle anyway. That's my shing. The 1 hour mark. And we're going to, at that point for today, um, normally this show would run longer. And we are working towards putting together the rest of our Give Miss participant or Give Miss recipients. So we have a few of those in the works. I have that scheduled recording with Marcos Noya. And just to kind of wrap up, if you would like to support, we do have some links in the chat to some of our growing pain, our tightening up the subscription bundles. So you'll be able to support, to help support. And always through our social medias, but I'm very accessible through social media, but you can also, I'll give you a problem, and I'll answer you. I like feedback, and I like interacting with people. That's why I do this in the first place. And if there's something that we're just our team, you can always send us a lead or a story that you want us to be talking about. So we want to thank all of our supporters. We want to thank, of course, Lynn S.A. Boutique, which is out on the north end of Wenatchee Ave, behind All Good Things, Crystals, Rocks, and More. They opened up their boutique in November, and they're open 7 days a week. So you go check them out in time. Store is one of our big sponsors for our Sip and Sing. So we want to thank them as well. And for this episode, I say thank you guys, and we'll see you next week.